Hello, my name is Amanda Dounis and I'm from the Positive Thinking Clinic at Wolli Creek. Quite often when I have clients come into the clinic, they bring with them a complaint about stress that they may be experiencing. And whilst I do therapeutic work, whether it's some form of psychotherapy, counselling, hypnotherapy, and other modalities, I also have two different types of tasking that I like them to do. And it's so that they can have a sense of empowerment and control over how they manage their stress. So I just would like to go through what I have that I discuss and give clients the opportunity to take away and do this by themselves. Alternatively, we do it together in clinic. So first of all, we start with the definition of stress, where stress is an emotional and physical response to situations which are demanding. When experiencing stress, you may feel worry, overwhelm, a headache, disruption in sleep, shortness of breath, and much, much more. But not all stress is bad. Only when it's extremely intense and it absolutely interferes with your daily lifestyle and it lasts way too long, then it becomes an issue. So I ask clients to write down what is their largest source of stress at that current time. And then we go through the symptoms that they may be experiencing, such as anger, frustration, worry, isolation from others, fatigue, tiredness, poor memory or unclear thinking, tense muscles, and anything else that they can add. Now, supported by research, the negative effects of stress can be reduced with the following resources: social supports, emotional management, and a life balance. And going back to social supports, talking to others doesn't necessarily solve stress, even though sometimes it may be enough depending on the stress and on the individual. But talking also has an effect on the brain, where the brain gets to release chemicals or certain hormones that alleviate the negative symptoms of stress. And that's why talking can be very useful. And so I ask clients to write down between 1 and 4 people that they can turn to when they're feeling stressed, and also to write down how these individuals can help. Writing down how one person can help as opposed to another, then they know which person is most useful for different parts and different types of stress for themselves. And this way they know they have a handful of people that they've got. Even if it's one person or 2 people, then they have somebody. Moving on to emotional management. So the important thing to learn from this is that dealing with emotions in a healthy way is the idea. It's not about getting rid of emotions. So people who feel that they're experiencing an emotion and that the goal is, I've got to get rid of that emotion, that's not how you form a healthy relationship to your emotions or to do your best work moving away from the stress. So I ask clients, when unpleasant emotions arise, do you have any habits that tend to make the situation worse? Having the opportunity to think about this question, writing it down, leads us to making a plan of action so that they can actually stop what they're used to doing, which is no longer helpful and maybe hasn't been useful or helpful in quite some time. But then we move straight to the resourceful state, and I ask, so what have you done in the past to deal with unpleasant emotions and that has been successful for you? So helping clients find this answer, I help them navigate this, because quite often clients may think that, oh no, I've never been able to manage my emotions in a useful or constructive way. But quite often with a little bit of interviewing and conversation, we find out that there have been examples of times where they have been successful in dealing with their emotions. And so this leads to empowerment and leads to the next phase so how can we therefore deal with your current stress right now that you're experiencing? And then we move to point 3, life balance. So when we stress too much in one area of our life, we tend to neglect other areas of our life, and therefore we are out of balance. And so I invite individuals to look at areas of their life that they realize that they've neglected. It could be, or that they're focusing on in a negative way or in an unhealthy way. So we look at career or work, we look at family, friends, sleep, free time, socializing, exercise, self-care and personal hygiene, health in general, like keeping up appointments and medication, spirituality, and anything else that's part of one person's life that they feel that there's been an imbalance and that they need to focus on in a more healthy way. So basically, that's stress management that we can do very quickly and very briefly, and that's one small step towards the right direction. And I let clients know, well, now that you have explored areas that you need to make changes to, let's write a short summary of small steps that you can take so that you can at least do these successfully to help regain some balance in your life. And another resource that I introduce to clients is a stress action plan. And in just one page, they write down what supports they have, just like we did in the management plan, who they can ask for help and when they can, because they may realize that, oh, this person's very supportive, but they're only contactable on evenings or just mornings. So it's really important to have that clear. And to accept the learning curve. What are you learning, and is new learning causing you stress, or has stress caused new learning for you? So let's really have a look at, so what's going on and what can we make out from what's happening to you? And to use quick stress relievers, what can you do to relieve yourself of current stress? For some people, it's a breathing exercise, or it's going for a walk, listening to music, talking to somebody. So unless we point that out and write that down, they may not realize that, oh, I have somewhere to go to and a hobby to relieve stress. What is it that you do for fun, and what is it that you can do? Just writing something simple down, at least they know that's one simple task towards stress release. And of course, taking care of yourself. And taking care of yourself means something different to absolutely everybody. So this is a personal discussion that we have. So I hope that this short talk on stress and how I here at Positive Thinking Clinic at least cover just the basics of stress in terms of management and an action plan. You've been listening to Amanda Dounis from the Positive Thinking Clinic. Thank you.